What's up, guys and gals? My name is Splattercat. We're here at the Nerd Castle with the next episode of the Banner Saga. I'm pretty excited about it, to be honest. Can you tell? This is one of those games that recording it and playing it has just taken over. Like, every time I sit down to record any game, if you look at the channel, I'm running a lot of series right now. And anytime I sit down to record, I'm just like, well, I could play Banner Saga a little bit longer. I mean, we could make more Banner Saga episodes. So anyways, let's go to leave. We're going to pet our woolly thingamadoober of travel. And he's going to emit his of migration. That's the sound they make. I don't know if they told you guys that, but that's the sound that they make. We've made it to the godstone, so let's see what's going to be waiting for us here. In the last episode, we had lost some treasure. Things had not quite gone our way, but we had managed to keep our main man alive. Like, I wasn't about to lose my best DPSer over something stupid like treasure. The caravan stops, godstone looming overhead for a short rest. The warriors are glad for it, and the stone gives you an ancient sense of being watched over in a comforting way. Not in that creepy, like I'm looking through your window while you're sleeping at 4 a.m. way. Didn't help the bodies underneath it, though. The earth at the base of the godstone is scarred like a struggle occurred. Merchants, no dredge. Encircling dingler are a variety of goods, a barrel of mead, who knows how old, loose silver, a statue made of soapstone, all offerings to a dead god. Let's check for the merchant's brother? In the midst of the pile of bodies, a glitter catches your eye. You fish a gold necklace from a jerkin to find 5 golden rings strung upon it. The merchant's brother. I guess he didn't make it, you mutter. I suppose we will take the necklace for ourselves. You definitely slip the necklace off the man's neck, his multiple necks, and tuck it into your clothes. No use in leaving it to waste. You suddenly notice Mogir has been watching the whole time. He makes no mention of it. He either doesn't care or keeps his opinion to himself. Don't know what made them think the godstone would be safe, Mogir grunts. We're completely exposed up here. If we're gonna rest, I think we ought to do it a little bit further away. Let's examine it. Dingler was always one of the favorites among men, god of good fortune. They believed he brought luck, wealth, or whatever else you wish you had, but couldn't get on your own. The word fortune has a lot of meanings. Eventually you move on. The 5-ring necklace. Hails, yeah. I don't even know if that's any good, but it sounds badass. It sounds like the sort of thing that, like, Miyamoto Musashi would wear because, you know, he wrote the book of the 5 rings. Anyways, just bad literary reference. Let's continue forward. I love the way that the game just pans in and out and everything maintains like its crisp animated nature no matter how close or how far away you are. It's clear that they've made like different models for different distances, or I'm sorry, they've drawn different art for different distances. Either that or it's an incredibly high resolution so that when you zoom in it still looks good. In the distance you see smoke rising from the trees. Dredge aren't known for setting fires, says Mogir, but it does get their attention. We'd use fires like that to lead them along in the Great Wars. Yeah, but they wised up to it after that. Or they wised up to it after a while, interjects another warrior. Or it could be someone trying to get our attention, claims Fasalt. The other group from S.H.I.E.L.D. was sent this way. No matter how you look at it, investigating will cost time. Well, let's go check it out ourselves. The sounds of fighting ahead compel you to crash through the foliage, sidestepping Varl and Dredge bodies along the way. You burst onto a scene of carnage, a vast number of Varl surrounded by Dredge. Explanations can wait. You charge into the fight. Hell yeah, we do. I think I'm going to keep my group from the last battle. I'm really feeling this group right here. Now, I don't know what Fasalt does, and that's one of those things that I forgot to check on in between here and the last episode, but, you know, we'll look and see what he does in just a minute. In either case, we need to level up our other tank anyways, and that's who I'd be swapping him with, more than likely. I like how we have, like, a war song running right now. That's pretty badass. This is a dinky force. This is rinky-dink stuff right here. Bring out the real challenge. Bring forth the challenge that I might bash it. Against this guy right here, of course, we're going to do our optimal strategy of sending our tank out and having him stand in the midst of the enemy, just holding his head and hoping he doesn't get hit in the temple and fall over unconscious. And so there it is. We'll start working on that armor. If you recall, we leveled him up, so now he's able to do 3 damage every time somebody hits him to their armor. So that reflective ability is getting better and better and better. What can he do with his next move? We're going to sneak back by 1. I want to make sure that he gets surrounded and actually does something worthwhile while we play through. He took 4 armor damage right there, and he didn't get the reflect, which is a little bit strange. You should get the reflect, as I recall. But anyways, I thought the last time that happened, it did count like the reflective damage, but you know, whatever, I don't judge. I'm gonna leave him right where he's at for now. Who's up next, by the way? That guy in the back? Yeah, we're just gonna leave him where he's at. these bigger units, as I said in a previous episode, they tend to trip over each other's toes, which is a good and a bad thing. Sometimes I do the same thing, though, so it's not like I'm any more intelligent than the AI a lot of the time. I kind of screw that up royally every time I get the opportunity to do so. Stepping back by 1. Although he may spend willpower to get at Eric. I don't know. Tim right here, when's his turn? He's up next. We might think about impaling him. I mean, it'd be kind of a dick move. But if he's planning on moving over to here with his turn, because, well, we're out of range right now. Let's leave it as such. We're going to collapse a little bit, though. Okay, so in his movement, what I'd like to do is we're going to move him to the front right here. And we're going to have him attack the enemy's armor, and he can do 5 armor damage, which is fantastic. I mean, it's amazing. I love how much armor damage he does. It's the main reason I keep him around. Once he levels up a little bit, I'm going to have no problem just kind of beefing him up and making him better, but he's at 12, he's at 11. Unfortunately, well, I think in the next turn, he's still probably going to get beat up, so let's just continue bringing the pain. That seems to be his main use, is just standing in the middle of the battlefield, getting worked. Now then, once we see what happens over here, when's he up? He's up after, okay, good. So we're going to leave him where he's at. He does 17 damage, which means we could pretty much knock him out of the fight right now if we wanted to. I'm going to try for it. Let's go ahead and we're going to engage over here. 9 damage is dealt, and he's now at a 6, which means he's not going to be able to hurt anybody anymore. He's just going to be hanging out in the back. Oh, and he's wiggling his shaft one more time. I'd keep telling them not to do that. That is not like a... That's definitely an NSFW situation. Over here, this is just going to be... I saw this a second ago, and I was like, yep, this is going to be just utter turmoil. And there it is. So in one swoop, he managed to do something like... I don't even know how much damage he just did, but it was a lot. I mean, that really, really hurt the enemy. I have nobody that can close the gap with him, unfortunately, to stop him before he gets that summon off. Ooh, and Eric takes a mighty blow right there. We're going to have Eric flee the field because I don't want to have to deal with healing him after the battle. How far can he move? Not very far. So I don't even think I'm going to have to use more than 1 willpower, but we're going to have him flee the field for now. And there's a new enemy. Come to add his might to the fray. I'm going to use a willpower over here to finish him off. And one thing that I've noticed is that after our last major loss against the enemy, I've found that it's really, really good to kill off the bosses first and leave the little guys. Now, in some games, it's good to kill off the ads first and then focus on the bosses. But because the bosses and the normal ads are so similar except for their damage dealing capability, I think just killing the bosses outright in the front is going to be my plan from here on out. Let's move him forward. I'd like him to get a couple kills before the end of this thing. 6 damage is dealt on that side of the field. We can do 8 right there. That 8, I'm setting up Luden right now, so if you think that, you know, I'm killing him off, or I'm leaving him alive because I had enough willpower to wipe him out right now, I'm leaving him for Luden so Luden can level up. I'd like to have a higher rank spearman. I'd like to get it to the point where I think his ability said that it does 2 bleeding damage for every square that they move after you knock them back. That would be so much better than 1 that, I mean, you're increasing the efficiency of the ability double. I mean, it's twice as good as it was before, so... Let's go ahead and put some pain on this guy. Now it's going to be Luden's turn, and I don't want that to happen. Isn't Luden a cough drop? I just thought about that. He's named after cough drops. Although the name Luden might... That's probably the name of the guy that invented cough drops. That's how he became prince. His dad got rich inventing Viking cough drops. And now the entire world knows that they have lots of money because nobody coughs anymore in the kingdoms, I guess. I'm having trouble coming up with anything humorous to say about that one. It's just sort of... Has he even attacked anybody in this entire fight? Hold on. He's going to suffer some return fire right there. And I would like to set him up for a kill from Gris. I would love to set him up. His name reminds me of Grizz from Phantasy Star 4, who was one of my favorite characters. The big, like, hawk bear guy. Let's set him up for a kill. Yeah. We will spike it on... I'm sorry, we will put it on up in the air and wait for him to spike it home here. And there it is, and he's earned himself a promotion. Very, very nice, because that's exactly the sort of turn of events that I needed. Now, in this case, I'm going to have Luden come back in and over. And I'm going to try and have Luden kill this guy, too. How much damage is he going to deal? Probably too much. I'm going to try and get him down to like 1 HP. And then we'll have Luden step in. And once Luden is in the middle of the combat, we should be able to finish him off and get him a promotion, because I think as of yet, he's one of the few people in our group that hasn't gotten a promotion. Eric, too. We need Eric to promote as well. But I'm going to keep him away from the battle for now. We'll focus on him in a different battle when he's not so wounded. And he's going to force my hand. Not a terrible decision right there. Not a terrible decision. He's going to try and force my hand and get me to kill him before his turn's up. Is Luden coming up soon, though? We've got a lot of turns left. Is Luden going to be able to make it would be the other question. He can attack diagonally. So yeah, let's expend some willpower. And he's got 10 strength. And what I need over here is for him to sunder the armor, so that Luden can come in and finish the whole thing off. Let's make a gap. Although it might be worthwhile to let him spawn whatever it is he's going to spawn, and then use it to farm, but whatever. I'm going to avoid that, and we'll just kill him off now. And there it is. So we've completed another battle. In our victory, it appears as though we will accumulate... Gris is ready for promotion, obviously. And it didn't say how much renown we got right there. I'm feeling a little left out in the cold. After the fighting wraps up, one of the Varl puts his axe away and puffs on a pipe. "Hakon," he greets you. "Glad you saw our signal." He explains that they had come from Schlid and were surrounded. He spotted you in the distance and lit a fire to draw your attention at the risk of drawing the dredge as well. Back at the caravan, their sizable detachment joins your ranks. Hell yes. So we've got almost 1,000 Varl now. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to camp for a second and do my promotions here. And I think what I'd like to do with regards to promotion... Got 27 renown, so yeah, we're not doing super amazingly well on renown. Grizz definitely needs to happen, so let's go ahead and level him up, because having a secondary tank is going to be Excelsior. With regards to where I want to put his points, I mean, he could be well spent in either strength or armor, but seeing as he's a defensive character, once again meant for soaking blows. I mean, what was his ability one more time? Battering ram? So yeah, we want to keep him in the middle of combat for a while. So let's go ahead and I'm going to even him out. We'll put... Let's keep him even, actually. We're going to, at the risk of developing him a little bit slower, we're going to give him strength, and we're going to give him armor at the same time. Other characters who are ready for promotion, I mean, I'm sure he's probably ready for like 5 at this point. Gunulf is in the same situation, where both of them kind of just spin around the battlefield annihilating everybody. But for now, let's promote Luden, because we needed him to be higher level too. Luden is now a rank 2 Spearmaster, which is going to be very, very nice. The things about the human characters is they tend to have a lot higher willpower, but everything else seems to be a little bit weaker. Now, he's not going to be very good at sundering armor in any case, but his linkage stat is pretty good. And I think it might be an interesting thing to investigate, increasing his strength up to max, increasing his linkage, and then also increasing his willpower. So these 3 stats right here, putting all those on the increase so that he can come in and just drop the heavy heat on anybody that he wants to. With a 3 linkage stat, he's able to pretty much do 4 armor damage now, if he really, really needs to. I guess I'll go with, yeah, let's do a little bit of extra willpower, and in the next turn, the next time he levels up, we'll give him the strength, and then after that, we'll focus on a little bit of extra willpower, and then finally, if he continues to level up, we'll work him for... Oh, he's got another level up ready to go. Well, maybe I'll do that then. Well, let me see who else there is first. 1 secunda. Okay, so if he's ready to go, yeah, let's put him up to rank 3. Why not? I do like the Spearmaster. The Spearmaster is one of those classes that initially I wasn't quite sure how to use him. But, oh, he has 4 points available. Very cool. Oh, did I not finalize those last ones? That's what it was. I didn't finalize the last turn. Okay. I think what I'd like to do is, let's max out his strength. So now he's going to be kind of a dead ringer like everybody else. I do like to build people a little bit more offensively than before. What is that going to do for me? +1 chance of drawing aggro, +1 strength, +1 armor, +1 willpower, +1 armor break. Oh my god, that thing is incredible. We need to get somebody up to rank 5, like right meow. We'll confirm that. And I guess we've got to wait until everybody else is ready to go. We need 15 in order to get people up higher. That's going to be one of those, that 5 ring amulet I'm probably going to give to either Mogir or Grist, depending on when we get there. Fasalt. I've never taken a look at Fasalt. Let's figure out what he does. He's got Assault in his name, so you've got to figure he's probably pretty good. He's a provoker. He curses and spits at his enemies, forcing that character to attack him on his next turn with his high armor. The provoker often takes little or no damage from the assault. Okay. So rank 1, he targets adjacent enemies. He can target at a range of 2 or 3. And then his secondary ability is Return the Favor like everybody else. He loses 1 point of armor. Okay, so not so terrible. Another tanky character to think about, and he's got a max of 19, so that might be really, really cool to put him in combat in the future and kind of see what happens. I don't know. We'll try him out maybe in the next battle, I think. Yeah, let's swap him for Grist for now. We'll put in Fasalt for the next battle, and we'll see how it goes. I'd like to have a wide selection of tanks leveled up. Plus, anybody who has horn caps is okay in my book. We don't have any wounded from that last battle, so let's continue just heading on down the road. Woolly thing of travel! Let's go! Mogir comes to you privately. I've seen some of the warriors disappearing, he says. At first, I thought it was my imagination, but now I'm certain several have just gone missing. Mostly men, but some Varl too. I can't quite figure it. If it's abandonment, you can't let it stand. Well then, let's ask Luden. I ordered it, says Luden when you confront him. I sent my men to bring back gold from the cart you left behind. If you have a problem with your warriors joining them, maybe you should keep them under control. We demand that he hands over the loot. No, he says unflinchingly. Mogir pulls you aside. He has no claim to the gold, but he takes no orders from us either. Like it or not, he's an equal. They'll repay us when this is over, and you'll look the better for it. Luden folds his arms. Alright, I'm going to go with Mogir's advice on this one. I respect counsel, so we're going to go for it. You leave no doubt in Luden's mind that another stunt like this won't end peacefully. He shrugs indifferently. Luden is kind of a dick. Like, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt throughout the last little bit of the playthrough, but he's one of those people that I really just kind of want to put a giant Varl-sized 17-foot up his ass. Your warriors demand a break. You halt the caravan with a sigh, but in all honesty, you're starting to feel the altitude and weariness yourself. Mogir leans on a fallen tree, fiddling with a crust of bread. Getting colder, he says, staring into the distance. You can see Ridgehorn just start to peek around the mountains. A flock of ravens float across a clear sky toward the fort. We should follow those birds. Why's that? Without another word, Mogir starts running toward the birds and tumbles off a cliff. Suddenly, he's gliding through the air, flapping his arms for all they're worth. He swoops toward Ridgehorn before bursting into flames and plummeting into the tower, which crumbles like a log from a smoldering campfire. What in the hell? You think you've lost your mind, then you wake up. You don't remember setting up camp or falling asleep in front of crackling logs. What's going on, you mutter. Mogir approaches you at the campfire. Hakon, did you see? He starts. Yeah, you both agree to keep it to yourselves. So we're having crazy dreams and stuff now. God, what else could go wrong on this trip? It's already bad enough, but now we've got the old nightmares showing up. So I bet something bad's gonna happen in this forest right here. The dredge really seem to like forests. I'm sure you've seen them, Mogir says, but we're being followed. Dredge have been on our asses since we left the Godstone. Lots of them. I'm sure there's plenty in front of us too, but we're just a half a day out from thick woods. We might lose them there. I don't know. I think getting more XP and renown is always a better idea. Let's get everyone ready for a fight. Okay, says Mogir. Already the warriors. Careful, Hakon. This isn't the time to start taking risks. Dredge line the battlefield with their weapons drawn. A fight seems inevitable. You take a quick head count. There must be about 900 of them. We have about... It looks like, 11 something. So, even from here, you can see, yeah, let's charge. Let's do this thing. Forget these guys. Strategy schmategy. We've got our force already set up, and unfortunately I'm probably going to have to cut this battle in half, but we'll get it started. Let's go ahead and ready ourselves for the field and be on our way. We are slightly surrounded, but this seems like the sort of battle where we could do the follow-up and come out on top. Let's see, he's not wearing any leggings. It's a man who likes to show a little bit of leg. He's like, listen, I just shaved last night and I wanted the whole world to see my shiny calves. Don't hate, because I'm looking gorgeous. He's got his braids in too. I think I'm going to swap. There's nothing to worry about on that side of the field. I don't know what their attack order is going to be for right now, but we'll start off. Oh, yes, he's going first. That makes me really, really, really pleased. I'm going to put... Let's center him up for now. Then we're going to put him on Return the Favor. Oh, he has to attack somebody in order to make that work. Well, then I'm an idiot. Oh my god, whatever. We've got this guy now too, and he's got Malice. I suppose I could start him out over here fighting with this guy, but whatever. Let's line up the tanks. Let's keep the tonks in line, and we'll use Malice on the next turn and see how that works out. He's obviously going to move to there. He's going to take, 18, so he's going to take a 2Z right there, but he's also going to take a little bit of damage back. I'm going to keep this guy lined up with the front here, just to keep an eye on what they might do between here and there. 15 armor. These guys are hitting really, really hard, but on the plus side, their armor seems to be a lot lower than their counterparts from previous battlefields. Let's get our big hitters in here. And why is it not giving me the opportunity to use willpower? Oh well. We'll get it started. In any case, the number one thing we really want to focus on right here is eliminating their ability to deal damage. I think I'm going to try and get... He's got some extra willpower, so using 3, he's at 7 out of 6, so this should be okay. We'll put him right there, and using 3 extra willpower, we can deal 4 more damage. That's going to put him down to a 7. So he's not quite as efficient as he once was. On this side, we're going to take 1 damage. I may take the next turn to flatten him. I don't know. Let's see what happens there. I'm going to move him up to that point. We're going to use his Inspirational Rally ability to give Ludin a little bit of his combat prowess back. Now, what might happen here is going to be of interest. We should be back through the rotation now. I'm going to step him. He can only deal 1 damage, so his only use to me right now is soaking blows. Just eating them bows straight to the forehead. I'm going to put him right there, and we're going to go Bring the Pain. We're going to add a little bit of extra willpower on top of it. And that's going to bounce, which is always nice. Ooh, 9 damage right there. Unfortunate. I'm going to go ahead and use his taunt ability to force him to fight with our other tank. So there it is right there. Ooh, God. He's going to come down and strike at Ludin, unfortunately. Which this completely and totally backfires everything that I had wanted to accomplish. All of our heavy hitters are now down. Completely and totally out of the combat. This is a potential fight that we could lose, unfortunately. Which is what I'm really worried about. We have 1 guy left who's got any amount of strength left. Which is really, really terrible. That maneuver that they just pulled was unexpected. Well then, I want to be careful about the way that I look at all this. We are going to lose him, for sure. We're going to lose him. But Sundering Impact, if we could come in hard enough, we could do a little bit of damage and beat his armor up a little bit before we go down. Right here, we've got to end this right this moment. So let's deal damage on him. So he's now down to 8. The Sundering Strike has managed to hit him. He's going to call an ally into the battlefield on the opposite end, which is a letdown. But not something unforeseen. I'm going to move him down to here. And he's going to impale the enemy. So at least we can do a little more damage if we have to. I'm going to break the episode off right here. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me at the Nerd Castle. We're going to pick up right where we left off in the next episode because I record these in batches anyways. I look forward to seeing your comments down below. If you like Stoic Studios' The Banner Saga, look down below in the comments. I've got the download link. You can purchase the game and play it for yourself. Take care out there, everybody, and I will see you tomorrow.